Hello everybody, thank you for listening to this week's episode of Tell Me Your Story. Today's guest to be on is Aaron Kromer. A lot of you guys probably know him from Sandusky, or you probably ran into a couple of his grandkids or his kids, the Kromers. But he's here to tell his story, and we're going to do it like how we always do. We're just going to jump into it. And where does it start off for you? Where were you born at? Where'd you grow up at?
On the farm across from Ruth Packing Company on Boulder Road.
Okay, how many siblings do you have?
13. There was 13 of us, and I was the 12th. I'm 77 years old, and I got a brother and a sister. I'm older than me. My brother's 20 years older than me. He's 97. My sister's 94. And I got a brother in Detroit that's 3 years younger, 74.
Kind of give us a taste of what it was like growing up in your time period. What year was it when you were growing up?
I was born in 45. My earliest memories are like in the 50s. And I don't know, we didn't have any money. We didn't have indoor plumbing.
You didn't have any indoor plumbing?
No!
So you had to go to the outhouse.
Outhouse.
So what was, okay, I always wanted to ask. So in the middle of the night, when you had to get up and go, did you go or did you wait? Did you hold on? So
we had a bucket in the kitchen. That us kids peed on. I don't know. I don't remember how it evolved. I was 10 years old when we remodeled and put in plumbing.
So you guys went into the kitchen and did your business there? Then somebody took a turn to dump it in the morning?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I guess that makes sense.
Oh.
Where'd you go to school at?
Sandusky St. Mary's.
Sandusky St. Mary. That's what it was called? It wasn't called St. Mary Central Catholic. It was Sandusky St. Mary's.
There was 3 schools at that time. It was Holy Angels and St. Peter's and Paul's and St. Mary's.
Wow.
And then in the 90s they consolidated them.
They brought them all together. Yeah. How was that for you when you see it when that came together?
Well, there was one nun that would teach, like there was like 53 of us in the class. So if you needed extra help, you didn't get it.
No?
you just, I mean, what can one person do with 53 kids?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh.
And then, well, this was actually, the paddling days?
Oh! Oh.
Look through the keyhole.
Oh.
Was you ever paddled?
I'm sure I was. They set me in the cloakroom. At that time, they had standalone cloakroom.
What is a cloakroom?
Where you hung your coats.
Oh, okay. Oh, coat room.
They call it a cloakroom.
A cloakroom. Okay.
In the cloakroom.
And and then they give you the paddle.
I know. I don't remember getting really paddled much, although I did.
He was a good student.
Well, that was a kid's word. My brother taught me. He said, when you go to school in September, okay, the teachers pick out who they're going to discipline.
Okay.
So as long as you took 4 weeks to 6 weeks, and then after that, they know who they're going to paddle and what. You can sort of do what you want, baby.
So they got to learn you, and they were like, okay, you're going to be the troublemaker.
Yeah.
You're the good one.
Yes.
You're a maybe. What kind of sports did you play in high school?
That's the craziest part of today and us was the only sport that was available at St. Mary's was football and basketball.
That's it?
That's it.
Huh.
Boys, football, and basketball.
So you only had 2 sports to choose from?
I mean,
and did you play both?
Girls could play cheerleader.
Wow, the times have changed, because nowadays you got cross country, you got tennis, soccer, golf. pretty much all the sports are.
Unbelievable,
Yeah.
isn't it? In my lifetime, I've seen this.
And you've seen it all. Yeah, you even like just the Catholic schools merging as one.
Yeah.
Seeing sports being more. Was it just the Catholic schools, or did you know if the public schools were like that as well, where they could play multiple sports? You guys couldn't even play baseball?
Not at St. Mary's. I think Sandusky High had baseball, but they didn't have any girls sports that I know of. Huh. I don't know if 60 might have when the late 50s and 60s might have when girls sports come in.
And then what's crazy right now as we're walking at Osborne Park, look around. You're seeing one end is playing soccer, girls and boys.
Yeah.
And then you got the tennis courts over here, co-ed again, boys and girls. And then if you go a little further down, you got the cross-country runners.
It's a wonderful opportunity for young people today.
So we can stay active out here. All right. So after you graduated, did you go to college right away, or were you going straight into the work field? Or did you go or I should say, did you get drafted into the military?
At that time, let's think, there was still the draft, but if you were married, you were deferred. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I happened to get married like 2 years after I graduated, which at that time they were drafting people. Originally they used to draft people like at 22 years old.
22.
And then they come up with this idea that wasn't right. Because people were just married and they had all this, they were just getting settled in their jobs, and now you take them away. So the Vietnam War comes, and somehow I think they start drafting 18-year-olds.
Yep.
Well, people complain. We send in our 18-year-olds over to Vietnam, and they don't draft people till they're over 21.
Yeah.
So they're 18-year-olds are sitting at home, and we're fighting the war. Then they come up with a lottery system where you got one shot in your lifetime. They pulled, if your name was R, if they pulled up R, the first one, if you were an R, you were going to go to, you were the first one to get called that year.
Really? Wow. So I bet you there was a lot of people at that time period that were like, please, no, please. Don't let my name be on that article.
Right. And they went through the alphabet that way. So you knew after that lottery what your chances were of getting selected, being called up.
So being that you were married 2 years out of high school, how did you feel? Not have to really, did you kind of like some way want to go over there, or were you kind of glad?
I was married with children. I don't know. It wasn't an option for me.
Yeah, no, I got babies.
Right. I was, my dad had died when I was a senior in high school and took away some of my options. I just decided to stand in for my dad and run the family farm. And I did that for 10 years. And
give us a taste of what it's like working on a farm. What is like the daily routine of being on a farm? For the listeners that have never been on a farm or worked on a farm, they just kind of know by like movies and stuff. So what is it like?
So let's say you milk the cows at 6:30 in the morning, then you got to milk them at 6:30 at night. So you're up early in the morning and milk. We usually milk about 20 cows with milkers and whatever, and but then you got all your chores to do during the day. You got to clean them out and bed them, or make hay, plant. You got to plant all your corn. I mean, I always tell people I work 16 hours a day.
And yeah, what time did you wake up usually?
Well,
to get
always
started?
before 6.
So you're probably about 4? Say about
No,
4?
no, before 6. I'd be at the farm at 6, and then, like I say, at 6:30 you were milking again. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Well, thank goodness after lunch I'd take a nap.
Yeah, I bet. So, with the milk and everything you guys had, was it just for you, or how did that work out? How do you guys ship it off, or?
Oh, that was the luck of the draw. Toff's Dairy, the dairy that we were shipping to, went out of business, and that was grade A milk. And then we had to ship grade B milk, which doesn't exist anymore, and that was only like half the price. So then Toff's Dairy come along and said if you'd be willing to invest in a bulk tank, instead of we were shipping cans, 10-gallon cans that you see for decorations all over. Well, they just suck it out. You have a tank that cools it in the tank, and they come every other day and suck it out. So we did it. Put in that bulk tank, and the farm is still producing milk today in that same operation.
Really?
Oh, my nephew's running.
Wow. So you just went from your dad. How long was it in the family? How long has it been going on?
We celebrated in 79. It had been 100 years in the family.
100 years.
So it's over 150, isn't it? Yeah, 153 years now.
Now, because it's in the family and it's going through Tops, and they're one of the biggest suppliers in the area, do you guys get royalties at all, or how does that work?
The milk price is decided on the national level, what they're going to pay for 100 pounds of milk, and then you have to take your hauling price away from that, and that's your bill. That's your cash right there.
That's your cash. So you guys are doing pretty good for yourselves for 100 years.
It worked.
So after you got off the farm, what was next? I mean, let's go back a little bit. Where did you meet your wife?
In school.
In school.
I waited. I bid my time. Waited till she was 16 years old, and I jumped on.
What he's gonna do?
She's gonna go out. She's gonna date until she was 16.
Oh, you had to get permission.
Well, I knew from other guys that loved her. There wasn't anything they could do.
They're like, can't do nothing until she was at least 16. So what was it like when you guys went on that first date? When you finally got to take her out?
I just took her home from a dance, and then asked her if she wanted to go to the movie the next night. It was Thanksgiving dance, so.
Thanksgiving Day, wow.
Oh, God.
And then how long was it before you actually knew that this was the one that you wanted to spend the rest of your life with? When did you know exactly?
I don't know. It was 3 years till we got married, I think. Sometime in there.
So within that time period, you're like, okay, I definitely.
Well, we broke up a couple times.
Okay.
And she went off and dated this other guy. I said, no, wait a minute.
It was quick. Just moved on real quick. Like, dang, you moved on too fast, lady.
Yeah.
So when she broke up with him, you just keep going back on the
I don't
line.
know if she broke up with him. I don't know. All I know is that she dated him, and his son, went to Toledo on a football scholarship. another from his wife. And our son went to Miami on a football scholarship. So she had a type in mind that she wanted.
He was going after the studs, the football player. The athlete.
Oh, God.
So, 3 years after you guys got together, you guys got married. And how long was it before you had the first child?
9 months.
9? It was the same time. You were like,
9 months.
let's get started. Let's get started.
And then 11 months later, we had a son.
Then, wow. So 2 boys to start it
No,
up?
a girl and a boy.
Girl and a boy.
And then 2 years later, we had our last child. So I had 3 children when I was 24 years old. My dad didn't have any children
When he was 24.
He ended up with 13. Oh,
Shoot, when my dad was 21, he had 3 kids.
okay.
3 kids.
We can relate. But I love being a husband and a father. Oh, gosh.
And a grandfather.
Oh,
And
I'm a great-grandfather.
a great-grandfather.
It tickles me to see how happy my son is with his having a grandson. Oh,
I always thought the funniest thing I ever heard was from I talked to somebody like the great-grandfather, great-grandmother. She would tell me she was because she was sitting by herself in the room smiling. So I asked her, what's so funny? What are you smiling about? She was like, this all around you happened because we had and somebody else had sex. All because someone fell in love.
Oh.
I was like, wow, that's very powerful, true, funny.
But I find myself smiling for that, similar just idea of all the joy I got. Whew.
How does it feel? Just to be able to sit here, well, walk here, I should say, in this, since that's what we're doing right now, and just know that you're a great grandfather.
It's a beautiful thing, and I'm proud of my children. I'm proud of my grandchildren. Oh, man. And then to have this great-grandson that's just born in June, 2 months old. Wow.
And the family just keeps growing and growing, man, that family tree.
Oh, yeah.
77, and people, I know you can't see him right now, but he don't even look 77. He's out here. We're out here doing what, 5 miles?
Just past 5 miles.
Just past 5 miles. He's 77, folks. So no excuses for you. Get out here. Get at it. All right, so we covered your marriage. Kind of dig back into the work field. So what did you get into after high school? You didn't get drafted into the military because you were married.
I did that farming for 10 years.
You were in farming, yes. And your family had that for 100 years so far.
Oh, yeah. And I thought I was going to make a fortune selling for an insurance company, life insurance and stuff. And man, I don't know why that didn't go good.
What, you just kind of make the sale, or?
I never amounted to anything. So after a year, I give that up and went work for the state highway department.
Okay.
And I was saying, I worked for $2.45 an hour.
And what year was this?
1971.
And you had how many kids?
3 kids, wife and 3 kids.
And that's what you were supporting them on starting out.
Oh gosh.
So no complaining now, you guys, because it's crazy. Getting paid for 17 an hour nowadays. And we're saying that's not enough. And he was making what? You said 275? then he got bumped up to $2.75. And where was that at?
Sandusky Butter and Egg. I worked there for 5 years. We distributed Stroh's beer.
Beer.
And, yeah. And after 5 years, my wife gave me the option. She said, you can keep on delivering beer, but you're not going to live here if you do.
Oh. So you're like, okay, I get the hint. I'm going places.
Wow.
So where'd you end up going after that?
Well, I got lucky. The superintendent at Lower Lake Dock hired me, and I was there for 12 years, making a lot of money. And
how much was a lot of money?
it started out at $8 an hour.
$8 an hour. So
Woo.
that is probably much. That'd probably be about what, like a lot, like 20 an hour job nowadays?
At least, yeah. So anyway, Joanne saved a lot of that money, my wife, and we had enough to, along with high interest rates that the banks were paying, it multiplied, and we had enough to send. She had a goal to send her daughters to college. That's what she wanted. So Aaron got a full football scholarship to Miami of Ohio, and these girls both graduated from Toledo without any student loan debt.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow.
Oh.
And then the law just got passed now that I guess they pay a certain percentage of it off.
I think so. Well, they didn't pass the law. That's the proposal.
The
We'll see what
proposal.
happens.
So if it goes through, then you get this loan paid off, which would be kind of nice in a way.
For anybody that doesn't deserve it, yes.
So you were there for 12 years.
And then the railroad threw us out.
And you got kicked out of the union.
Well, the union, they threw us all, the union out and everything. They changed operators.
And you were telling me earlier that it was kind of was this the job that was going back and forth to court?
Yeah.
Trying to win your cases?
We'd always win. But the railroad just took it to the higher court all the time until they got the decision they wanted. So then we asked the Supreme Court of the United States to look into it, and they I know, it was just a small case, they turned it down.
They said nope.
So then I started at a job back at minimum wage again. In 91, I was at A.O. Smith in Bellevue for $7.50 an hour.
And gas prices were where then?
Oh, I think they were $1.
$1.
But that, I don't know. Towards the end of my career there, it was costing me $5 a day to drive back and forth.
How long did you do that for?
I was there 21 years. I retired from there.
So you stayed there? Okay, that was your last job, your last gig. Before you said, I'm done. And now you're out here doing 5-mile walks. Every day. And how do you feel?
I feel wonderful. I have no pain. I'm spiritually, mentally, and physically 100%.
You want to talk about your are you comfortable talking about your save story? Your testimony?
What is that?
How you came to Christ?
Ooh, I don't. I was 5 years old when I had a little sister born, and she was retarded. Okay. Mm-hmm. At that time, they would just they didn't live. I don't know. Anyway, she was born one Sunday. We baptized her in the Catholic Church the next Sunday, and she passed away the following Sunday. So I always felt like I had a saint in heaven that I could talk to. And
So you're saying you took your sister pretty much as your guardian angel.
I don't know what I did. They told me she was a saint in heaven, and I could talk to her, and I was, my whole life, I just went to church, went to Catholic school, raised, my wife and I were always in church, and took the kids to all the church. It was all easy for her. I mean, it's hard to say I was saved because I was always saved.
Always, I like that.
I
like that. You were always saved.
I haven't missed, I used to say before COVID, I haven't missed 10 days in my whole life going to Mass on Sunday. Is that crazy?
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people can say that.
Absolutely. And so my goal now is to be a Bible scholar.
And where are you going to church?
St. Mary's.
St. Mary's.
St. Mary's.
Oh, you go to St. Mary's. And then you
Catholic
go.
Church.
And then St. Mary's Catholic. I got baptized there myself.
Okay, very good. So you know where I'm at.
Yeah. And then you go to Eagle's Nest for Bible study.
Yes, because
Pastor Darrell.
Pastor Darrell is just an inspiration. That's my goal. I'd like to be a Bible.
He's amazing, man.
Yes. He gets excited about it. He gets excited. And I'm going through the Bible like for recently. I started a year ago, January, reading the Bible, from front to back in a year. Bible in a year.
How do you feel?
What? Oh, it's great. It's great. I'm in my second year now, halfway through.
And that second year, man, as you're reading it again, you're like, some of the stories jump out at you at the second time around. You're like, I don't remember this being here last time I read it. That's how I feel when I read it.
Yes.
I was like, I read it from front to back. But it's like, you go, you read it again, it's like, oh, that was there before?
I think it was Esther that enticed King Nebuchadnezzar. And she got him and cut off his head in bed.
Oh, man.
And saved the Hebrews. Because they were going to kill everybody. All the Hebrews. They wanted to kill all the Hebrews. Wow.
All right, as we begin to wrap this thing up, I just want to say thank you, Aaron, for coming on and telling your story and taking a little, 2-mile walk.
Hey, can I say one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
That I got my son right now, Aaron Jr., is coaching at the Buffalo Bills. He's the offensive line coach. And hopefully they'll be in the Super Bowl. And
they got to get past my Steelers first. They got to get past my boys.
And then we got to go. Then my grandson is coaching at the Los Angeles Rams, and he's got that. He was there last year when they won the Super Bowl.
He got himself a ring.
He got himself a ring.
What? So he probably rubs that in with the other brother. He's like, look at
that. With his dad.
Look at that.
Oh gosh.
As we wrap this thing up, is there anything that you want to tell to anybody that's listening? Or got any?
Boy, oh boy, I don't know. I don't know.
Any life advice? I mean, because you're going strong at 77, out here doing 5-mile walks, kind of jogs, and what is today? It's like it's probably about 85, humid out.
Yes.
We're out here doing our thing.
One of the comments my children made about me is that I would get up and go to work every day. Every day.
Stay active.
And that taught them to get up and go to work every day.
No missing work.
Isn't that something? I mean, to me, it's a simple thing, but that impressed them.
That's good advice. Get up. Get at it. Get at it.
Yeah,
Get at
exactly.
it. Get at it.
Yeah.
I'm getting closer and closer. Yeah, you have to work, right? We have to work.
Yep.
So that's
8 a.m.
the mariposa with the candle.
Well,
We're
thank
gonna
you.
pedir cadera, okay?
Yes, thank you for being on and telling your story. If you're hearing me, my voice going in and out, it's because I'm stretching. I did about 10 miles or so. But, all right.